Are you ready to have a look at your Taurus tarot spread? I've created one for Taurus season, which we are now in. Taurus season is all about money, finances, value, material things, and your self-worth. Taurus rules the second house in astrology. Tauruses are the builders, so this is the time that we start to build things. You can knock a Taurus down, but you can't knock us down forever because we just build better and bigger each time. So if you've been feeling that something hasn't been working for you, maybe it's time to break it down so that you can rebuild it. It is a very favourable time to look at the abundant side of your finances, how you can bring in more, but also how you can work with your self-worth and your time and energy for money. What do you get for your time and energy? Is it really worth it, or do you deserve a bit more? So let's have a look. The first one is your money vibe. How can you make more? How can you make more money? It's the Queen of Pentacles. Now, Earth sign, brilliant. Capricorn energy. You've got to be focused. That's what Capricorn's energy is. You've got to be on the ball, both of them. Now, Tauruses can have a tendency, although we're workers and we're the builders, but we can have a tendency to be a bit lazy sometimes, or we get bored very quickly. So this card is saying, although we've got very good patience, that it's time to stay focused. How can you make more money? We've got to be on it. Got to be on it. It might be selling some things, putting some things on Vinted, on eBay. It might be applying for that job or getting your CV done up. Perhaps it's like, if you're self-employed, getting your website upgraded. Something you've been thinking about for a while. We've now got to get on it. The Queen of Pentacles in how can you make more money does say you've got this. You've got every capability of being able to do this. You can manage it. She is somebody who literally can have her cake and eat it. She's somebody who can manage this and manage that and manage that person and that situation. So you're very capable of being able to earn more money, but you've got to be on the ball and just look around and be smart and practical and think, how can I earn more money? How can I bring more money in? And maybe it's like not having as much money going out. Maybe it's like looking at your bills, looking at your food, seeing what comes in and what goes out. There will be a way of you can making more money or making your money work for you. I absolutely guarantee you with that card. Values. Best way to ensure these are met. Best way to ensure your values are met. Values are very important emotionally. Now, the Knight of Cups is we need to feel valued by the people around us, by our friends, by our family, by our loved ones. And if we don't feel valued, in the Taurus energy, if we don't feel valued right now, we might get a little bit extra sensitive, we might feel a little bit hurt, and that's okay. So it's going to be through moving forward emotionally, being in a sensitive place that perhaps other people aren't mind readers, and they need to know what your values are, what your boundaries are. And so it's a way of communicating with the Knight of Cups here and offering it from our heart, being empathetic there, but also emotionally knowing what our values actually are. So do you know what your values are? Do you know how to get them met? Yes, if you know what your values are, that's going to be a lot easier. But if you don't even know what they are, how can you expect other people to meet them? So it's reaching into your heart and soul and finding what your values are. With the Knight of Cups, though, it's such a positive card. The best way to ensure that they are met is just, for me, this would be about being around people that do appreciate you, being around people that love you, and not wasting time with people that don't, in a nutshell there. How to build more security in your life. How to build, oh, that's interesting. We've got the Five of Cups. Now, how to build more security in your life. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. Here, this card is like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop being down. It's not a very Taurian trait, to be honest, to do that. But if it's something that you've been going through, maybe in this Taurus energy, you're going to start to realise, actually, I need to be practical. I need to do something about it. So to build more security, it's like emotionally pick yourself up, have a word with yourself, get a grip, look at what you've got around you, not what you're losing. Obviously, if you've just lost someone and if there's some heavy emotional things going on, that's going to sound a bit harsh there. However, the message of the card is how to build that security into your life. It's about looking what you've got, not what you haven't got, and it's making the best out of situations. It's looking at the cup half full, not half empty, and not being pulled down into anyone's energy that it could distract you from enjoying the best things. So how can you build more security in your life? In a nutshell, look at what you've got, not what you haven't got. Make the best of what you've got. Use that to build the energy on, or build the security on. Okay, look up, don't look down. What abundance is coming your way? What abundance is coming your way? Oh, we've got the Queen of Swords there. So we have a person coming in perhaps who is very sharp, maybe a divorced lady, somebody who's very sharp, somebody who's very blunt, somebody who's very direct around, and she might come in to clear the air, or perhaps it's something on your chest that you need to do and say to clear the air to allow abundance to come in. Now we know that energy is energy, and if we've got blocks around us, it can stop things coming in. So perhaps in your abundant life area, you might find that this month, Taurus are quite blunt and direct. You might find that you become more aware of what those blocks are and that you can deal with them, so you can cut it and address the situation. Not everybody might not like to see this side of you, but it clears the air and it allows you to I've just lost my thing there. It allows you to bring in that abundance that could be being blocked there. Now it might also come in from a divorced lady or from a lady around you that you might be dealing with. That could be where your abundance comes in as well. When we have court cards, it could be either or either. And when you're working with a person and you've got different cards around you, you know exactly which way it is. But when we're doing it general, it really could be either or either. So look at who you need to address, what you need to address, and where perhaps you need to clear the air to bring in more abundance around you. And as a cutting card, it literally could be to do with things maybe around the home. If there's blocks around the home, you might have to get on it and start clearing things, decluttering. Taurus can, because they're very sentimental, they can hold on to things there. So it's a time of clearing, it's a time of cutting and perhaps putting things away so that we can attract that energy to flow better for us there. And your Taurus message, hold on, you get them the right way. Your Taurus message is for this season. Oh my God, you could not make that up. It's only the Taurus card, King of Pentacles. It's coming, it's all good. Let me pop all these in a line and I can see who's talking to who's doing what with. Okay, so lots of pentacle cards there. And he's on the end. So the Taurus message is we've got security, we've got stability, good business ideas, success around. This card for me often comes up around the home, like I just said, about clearing, decluttering, spring is in the air, getting organised. I've just organised my whole wardrobe, love it. And it made me feel so much better. So it's looking at practical ways that you can do things to make yourself feel better. But quite often when this card comes up, I start to go into my clairvoyance and I start to do the remote viewing, and I can see what their houses are like. And some houses are beautiful but quite cluttered there, and it usually makes me want to go around their house and help them have a good sort out. So have a look around you with this message, the Taurus message, about what you need to perhaps box away, declutter, get rid of. It is the finance card, it is the material card, very Taurian, and it is Taurus. So the final Taurus message is absorb all this lovely Taurian energy, get on top of your money, get on top of your values, get on top of your security. How can you build more of that? How can you build more security? How can you bring in more money? Action it and do it there. It's a very successful card, especially around business. So what I'm seeing here, when I look at the pattern of cards, that we need to do some clearing. We certainly need to do some clearing here and cutting and almost clear our mind. So I don't know if some of you have been feeling a bit blocked and maybe a little bit like one step forward, one step back, but certainly by thinking what we need to do and making practical choices and getting on it. That's the real thing, is getting on it, moving forward and trusting our intuition, but moving forward with things. That's when we're going to start to have the success and the stability is there. What are you waiting for? There's a block, isn't there? Something's going on, but it's clearing, and I think it's going to have to be done from us. It's not going to be someone magic knocking on the door and just with a waving a magic wand. It's going to be us this month. We're going to need to really get to grips with ourselves, take personal responsibility, take account for things, and get on it and start doing it. I stopped writing a list a long time ago. I said this before, and I always think, like, if I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed, I always say to myself, I stop and I say, what can I do to make myself feel better right now? And then these are ideas. It might be make that phone call, it might be send an email, it might be wash up. They come to my mind and I'm like, okay, let's just do it. And I just get on and do it. And once I've done it, I feel so much better. It's the lists, when you write a list, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. In the end, it just overwhelms. So these cards for me are very much around taking personal responsibility, blah, and saying to yourself, what can you do right now? What can I do right now to make my financial situation improve, to make my life feel more stable and secure, not about anybody else, but what can I do? And it will work out for you. When you own it, it will grow for you. If you've got any business ideas, this is a good month or good season. Enjoy Taurus season. And happy birthday to me. I'm just putting it in now. I'll be 50.